they all respect him so much. It's a bit like Bill, I think. So he's got such good footy smarts and both such good coaches.
Do you think you're Bill's favourite?
I'll try to be. I hope so. A few blokes said I have. So,
why would you think that you're his favourite, or one of his favourites?
Because I work hard. I guess that's what coaches love. A hard worker.
Can you spell Monahan? Bill Monahan. Bill Monahan. How do you spell it?
Monaghan. Monahan.
Well done.
There you go. Man.
That was a question one of the boys.
Yeah.
I think Cam put that one.
You got to get Cam on here. I got some good questions for you.
Okay, we're gonna fire you back. Yeah. Cam also asked this one. It's a little bit of a riddle, or not riddle, but of a bit of a twisting, thinking question. You ready?
I hate Cam. Yeah, go.
Well, let me get it up because I don't want to screw up the question. I took a photo of all the boys. All the boys asked you questions. Hold on. So there were 40 cows in a field. 28 chickens. How many didn't?
Didn't what?
I'll say it again.
How many
Ready?
Didn't?
How many didn't? So there were 40 cows in a field. 28 chickens. How many didn't?
Didn't what? What's the riddle?
There it is. Ready?
And you know the answer.
I do know the answer. Let's listen to my words carefully. You listening?
Yeah.
There were 40 cows in a field, 28 chickens. How many didn't? 28 chickens. How many didn't?
I'm not sure, mate.
You're not sure? I'll say it again.
40 cows in a field.
40 cows in a field.
28 chickens. So it's 40 cows.
Yeah, but think about it. 28 chickens. 28 chickens.
All right, 20 of what?
So 28 chickens. How many didn't? 28 chickens. There were 40 cows in the
20
field.
cows.
Yeah, 20
Oh,
cows.
sorry.
20 cows didn't.
Yeah, 20.
20 cows didn't eat the chickens.
20. Yeah, I gotcha.
The tongue
Why
twister,
did you put that
28.
in?
Because I knew that you were going to have trouble with
I
it.
hate Cam.
I love Cam. I got welcome.
Do you actually?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, no.
Why not?
Just not a good bloke, eh?
Not a good bloke.
Nah.
Come
He's
on, mate,
good. He's a gun. He's having such a good season as well.
He is having this.
killing
It's probably
it.
one of the reasons why he played in the state game.
Yeah.
Playing off halfback. He's surrounded the second best defense in the competition.
Yeah.
He is probably,
and he's one of he's one of the players I haven't really seen. I've heard of, like, he's had such good rep, and he's had the first 2 years I got here, he wasn't amazing, but he was obviously a gun. Like, I looked up to him a lot. But this year, like, I haven't seen such a good player like that. Just contested marking in the back line.
100%.
He's so tough. He shuts down his opponent.
So good change. He's come out of the midfield to play off the half back line.
Yeah, he's elite.
And he's super fit as well.
Yeah, super fit. He can play anywhere. So, yeah, he's helping us a lot.
Nice. Now, someone asked about the water bottle story. I don't know about this because you told me on the radio, or you told me and you made me listen to it on the radio as well.
Yeah.
Tell me about the story. You rang up.
Yeah, it was a weird one. So I called up 93.7 because they were like,
93.7.
I was just on my work break with a few mates, and I just called up and I didn't know what the question was. And they were like, oh, yeah, so it was on the spot. It was really on the spot. They're like, what's the weirdest thing you've ever bought? Like, that was way more, like, so expensive, but it shouldn't have been that expensive. Yeah. And I was like, water bottle. And they were like, whoa, it's like, I got the radio for it. It was weird. And I was just talking about how I bought like a $200 water bottle. And
so the question was, what was the most expensive thing you've bought? And you said,
but it shouldn't be that expensive. Yeah, water bottle.
Oh, okay.
Just said it was like
a golden water bottle
from a petrol station or something.
And what about the radio host? What they were like, shut up.
No, they were,
they play along with it?
Annoying. They just talk and laugh at anything. So it wasn't that funny, but they just found it funny. So it was pretty good. So I was just kind of taking the piss out of them.
Have you noticed that these people who are on the radio, they're just like radio voice. Like they talk like, weird kind of DJ.
A little bit. Yeah.
All kind of have the same kind of like voice. It's like a fake voice.
Yeah, for sure. They all want to be heard. Like, they always interrupt each other. Like,
talk like morning radio guy.
Yeah.
Like,
you'd be good on the radio.
Nah, fucking. I hate. Oh, the thing with being on the radio is you have to make sure you're on time with like you have a certain amount of time to talk, and you have like all these ad breaks, and
Yeah.
You have to ask people questions. That's why having a podcast can ask you whatever I want.
Yeah, exactly. Our podcasts are much better, aren't they?
How can we go? One more question before I got my uncle. My uncle gives me, he gave me a whole bunch of questions once, and I'll ask everyone my uncle's questions.
Okay.
But one more. If you weren't a footballer, would you be a jockey? Who do you think?
Wait, is he for a boy?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
You spoke about him.
Blaine?
No.
No, he's a Cam again.
Cam again.
Why is he done all these questions? I'd probably be a good jockey.
Would be?
Yeah.
Light.
I'd grind away, mate. I'd probably win a few
You
races.
get into the horses at all?
Nah, not a betting man.
Fair enough. I've lost a lot. It was one day I was spending a lot of money on the Melbourne Cup. I was actually up. I was actually doing really well. And then
really?
I lost it all.
Really?
Just disappointed in myself.
This year?
A while back. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be a jockey, Cam. I'm too tall. above 170. I probably weigh a bit much. So, nah, not in my...
Right.
Wouldn't be in my career.
Last question. If money wasn't an object and nothing was impossible, what would you do?
Well, I've dreamed to play AFL since I was a kid, so...
Would you play AFL?
Yeah, probably would. But I wouldn't... It's a hard one, though. I probably would AFL, yeah. That's a big one. Also,
Money's not an object. Nothing was impossible. Play footy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's pretty...
Anything will go. Would you be able to... If you... Because it's... How would you go with pressure? Like, you have a lot of scrutiny from the media and all this sort of stuff. Do you reckon you'll handle it right? Or?
Yeah, I'd handle it fine, I guess. Just trying to be the best player I can is the biggest part of it. But
the best player you can.
Off footy, I think I'd want to be... Being a model would be pretty good.
A model?
Yeah. Good money. Get chicks.
Get the looks. Get chicks.
So they got a good job. Yeah. What about you?
Modding. What about me? What about me?
What do you want to be? Probably podcast, man.
I don't know. You're actually the first person who's asked me that question back in reverse. I never really thought about it, to be honest. If nothing was impossible, nothing was impossible.
I'd want to be a singer.
Well, you want to be a singer as well?
That'd be elite.
You don't have the voice for it.
I do.
Well, if nothing was possible, you'd probably have surgery and recreate your voice. You have a nice voice.
No, I don't need surgery. It's good already.
Sing us something in the mic, mate.
No.
Bring it up closer and give us a little go with the vocals.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? I reckon I would. I reckon if nothing was impossible, I love working out. I love training. I can just training and kind of getting better.
So you're just on like
I can just train.
$500K a year and you're just training like.
Money's not an object, so I don't have to worry about money. I love learning new things and things that challenge me. That's what I think. And I think that's why I kind of like getting into the ring and putting up a combat skill against someone else because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It hurts. It hurts after a lot.
But the thrill would be so good. Like I'd want to, if I had my time again, boxing or UFC fighting would be pretty elite.
MMA.
But it's just
mixed martial arts is so hard too.
You have to be nuts to do it.
Because mixed martial arts is very similar to like CrossFit. You have to be very good at a lot of different areas. Like MMA, you got to be good at wrestling, got to be good at striking. So like you got different striking too. You got like Muay Thai striking that has like knees and elbows, and you've got boxing that throw your hands, but also you got to be good at jiu-jitsu. So like your submissions as well, you have to be really good, and other little bits that aren't as renowned as well, like judo, like the tosses that you can, like you're standing up in a grapple, like you're wrestling with other people's necks, and you do a judo throw, but you toss the other person onto the floor. That's very underrated as well.
For sure.
Anything that challenges me, I would love to do. So like things. Wasn't recently, but I went through like it would be awesome to do like skydiving. That'd be awesome.
That would be.
David Blaine, the magician. Have you heard of him before?
Nah.
End of last year, I think. End of last year, maybe October. He did this. He did one of his like great feats that he does. He went up. You've seen that the balloons, and he floated with balloons all the way up.
Really?
25,000 feet.
I think I might have. Hey, yeah. Well, and then he
free dive.
Well, yeah, I have seen that. Isn't it a Red Bull sponsor?
Yeah, I think it was a part of Red Bull because Red Bull gives you wings.
If you got
he got a special crew that designed these special balloons that were filled with helium. So like he had some really, really big balloons that gave him the lift. And then he had these other little balloons that he would have to release to give him like direction into how to go up, because it's also about the wind.
Yeah.
And so he had all this massive team, like a weather guy, all the guys who like design the balloons and all this sort of stuff to float him up. And then he had to learn how to free skydive. So he had to do over 100 tandem skydives, obviously with someone. And then he did another 300 free diving, so by himself. And he had one of his teachers, one of his guys that he was learning from.
Yeah.
He free dove without a parachute. Like he was the first guy to do it out of an airplane and landed in a big net. I think he dropped 25,000 feet, just dropped without a parachute onto a net. Can't remember what the guy's name was.
Jesus.
So he was his teacher. So he had to teach him how to like maneuver your body to land where you wanted to, because one of the issues was that when you go up with the balloons is that you don't know where you're going to go or where you're going to end up. So they didn't have a planned landing. So you had to kind of work it out on the spot. And also to top it off, he did it all without oxygen.
Wow.
So he tried to go as long as he could without using the oxygen tank. I think now and again, I think once he got up above 17,000 feet where the air was really thin, he might have taken a couple of breaths, but he has this technique, or you use this technique where you manipulate your breathing to keep your oxygen saturated in your blood, which is really weird. And he had a pricker. So every now and again, like the team that he was communicating through, he would like prick his finger and he'd be like, oh no, you had the little thing on your finger. There's like a capsule you put over your finger, and it tells you like your blood saturation, like oxygen saturation in your blood, which is incredible. And there was a point where he got to 90, and then he kind of like he did different breathing techniques, and then you obviously take out less, you expel less air, but you breathe in more air. It's weird how he does it. He has a video on how to teach a few people how to do it, which is crazy because he originally did it as like an act, because he held his breath underwater for like 25 minutes straight. I think there was one of those little feats he did, and he showed everyone how to do this technique. And anyone could learn this technique. It's like a magic trick. Yeah. It's more of like a power over the mind and the body. So he went up in this air balloon, these air balloons, and it was crazy. And then he would burst a few to kind of give him leverage to go up. He went 25,000 feet, and then he pulled a lever and he just full dropped out of it. And dove all the way down, and then he had to scan.
It was just
he had his parachute. He had to learn. So he had to scan the area. So this is while it was falling. Scan the area of where to land, pull the parachute, and then keep focus of where he's going to land, and then maneuver himself, which is incredible because you don't just drop straight down and land at a spot. You'd have had to pick a spot thousands and thousands of miles away, and then maneuver himself and fly there. And then you have to get a whole team to pick it up. It's on YouTube if anyone wants to watch it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I watched it. It was like, because it's our Australian time, it was obviously our night time and their like early daytime as well, which is, I know I was full hooked. Like I was hooked to watch it because it's like a thing that's incredible feat. So yeah, going back to something that challenges me, I think skydiving and learning how to skydive would be freaking sick.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the question.
Yeah. So that's going back to what it was. That's learning how to
That's
skydive.
such a thrill. I don't know if I could do that.